are live with Joan of Angels, and I just want to welcome you here to my sanctuary, the Desert Heart Sanctuary of course, Joan of Angels, and I'm so happy to see you all. I have just such a feeling of excitement. I literally feel the saints are in the room, Okay, I have the name Joan of Angels because I see angels and I paint angels. Well, swear I now see all these saints tonight jumping up, going, yes, let's go for it. Let's live our dream. Yes, let's do what we do best, which is follow that visionary path that each of you have your own vision and you have your own path to follow. And it's just so exciting to be here on the Miracle Makers Club with you tonight. And if you're new to me, I know some of you might never have seen me before. Please like and subscribe my Joan of Angels page on Facebook and on YouTube. Look, I go like that, like it's up in heaven, up in YouTube heaven. Okay, so like my page, and you can find me at joanofangels.com. That's where I do my soul awakening sessions. And I remind you of how powerful you really are. So I just want to take a moment to shout out to all my friends. Thank you very much. Can you let us know where you're from tonight and how you are feeling? Because that always helps tune me in. And I want to show you my new equipment. Ask and ye shall receive. It's my birthday. My kids actually sent me this. Well, my birthday was last month. It took me almost a month to learn how to set it up. My son had to come to bring me into the new world. Just so happy. Steve, I played your song, and we've called in all the saints tonight and miracle manifesting. So I have a really special guest on tonight, but I want to take a few minutes to talk about, it was so funny. I told Shima that my theme was courage, and she laughed. She said, well, Joan, that's the whole theme of tonight. So, but a deep dive into courage, because listen, guys, the times they are changing. And around this time last year, I told us, all of us, because I channeled, I didn't know about it this week. Oh, look at that. Steve is on the road. He's one of my partners here. He's the one who designed that great song. He didn't write all the saints, but he put it together. So I now feel like a saint. And he's my buddy, Steve Weber. Sometimes he has me on the show to do the miracle readings, and he is a traveling, he's just taking his show on the road, the American Gumption. So we're very, very proud of him. So yes, all these miracles are manifesting. Anyway, I don't want to lose my track. So talking about courage, times are changing. And a year ago, I went on the air for quite a while, and I reminded you all that Corona, which was the original name of this virus, Corona means light. It means the sun. It means radiant one. It means brilliance. It's what's left when you look off in the sun. You see this aura in your eyes and in the light. That is what that means. So Corona means light. And guess what viral means? Going viral means spreading around the world. And I said, what can happen, and it's going to happen in the next year, is light going around the world. And this is your personal initiation. And there's Catlin and Doug and Prince. Look, see, namaste to each and every one of you. So I spoke about this initiation, a time of choosing, that life would be upheavaled, dismantled. Some of all the things we're used to doing, it's going to be a new way of living, but that it's in our daily choices how we choose. Do we choose to go with the light? Do we choose to go with our lower self? Do we choose to bitch and moan? Do we choose to listen to our call and know that this is the times we've been called for? And so that is the grand initiation. Well, we're still in upheaval, and we're still in a time of personal courage. But this personal courage, my friends, comes from knowing that you are not alone. All right. You are being guided by your spiritual team, your guides, your angels, your departed loved ones, your guardians, the ascended masters, and God and Source herself. Okay. The divine beings walk with us, and they are guiding us every step of the way. And so courage is to know the truth about who we are. And I confirmed it. I was looking through a book I have, Unveiled Mysteries, and it's Tales of the Ascended Masters, Saint Germain. And it says, I couldn't even believe this. Of course I could believe this. This is what it said. You are the creator localized to design and create perfection in your world. You are assigned. So when you are aligned, body, mind, and spirit, my friends, when you are truly aligned, all right, you are in that perfect place, and those messages, those visions, those guidance are that which Source has wanted put in your brain to even manifest this life. So get this, cast out of your mind all doubt or fear of the fulfillment of that which you are picturing. So guys, tonight, especially when we're listening to Shima too, looking at the astrologer of this, it is the time to cast away doubt, cast away fear. Those are not just words. Here's what I say. Oh, I have a painting that says it all. I have a painting that I did called The Airplane Runway, the Angel Runway. No airplane, angel runway. And I tell everyone who looks at the painting, they go up, they love the painting, they see the angels. And I say the following. You cannot take your luggage with you, okay? So guys, you ain't going to take your luggage to heaven. There's no room. And luggage weighs so much that, can you imagine, you're trying to float up and boom, you're sinking down. Now, some of you, that's our life. We raise our consciousness, we go up and boom, we go down. Why? I'm here to say that you cannot take your luggage to heaven. I don't care if you think it smells better than anyone else's or it's prettier. It is luggage. It is consisting of lower vibrational things. So cast away all doubt and fear and really know that this is going to happen for you. As your desire or picture is constructive, you are God seeing his or her own plan. Okay? God doesn't see mistakes. That's one thing I do know. They only see perfection. So when God sees, it's an irrevocable decree or command to appear now. So tonight, as I get you ready to call in my dear friend Shima, who's on hold right now, I want you to get that you are being called to do that which you know you are here to do. Boom. And this is the kind of year that if you actually don't do it, something's going to happen to get you off your chair to make you do it, because that's the way the universe works. It's far easier to go through change when you say yes, okay? And Martina, thank you so much, guys. Thank you all for being here. I'm just so grateful to see each and every one of you. So let's let go of all those feelings of being overwhelmed, Kara, and take a deep breath. Know that you are in the most perfect place at the most perfect time. And I just want one more words of wisdom. So I used to worry that I wasn't getting to heaven fast enough. Like everyone else is so spiritual and they're getting there ahead of me. And I had a type A personality. So one day I kind of woke up and I had this vision of me just elbowing my way. I mean, a type A personality, right? They're going to elbow their way to heaven and push everyone else out of the way. And I started laughing, okay? Because honest to goodness, guys, there's millions of people in front of me, millions behind and millions on either side. We are in the most perfect place that you could be right now. So take a deep breath in, everybody. Let go of the outside world. Please let go of that luggage. Let it go. You're not going to need it tonight. In fact, we have new patterns we're going to set in for you tonight. All right. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my dear friend Shima, whom I've known for quite a long time. She sent me her great biography. I'm going to read some of it for you. All right. As long as I could read. All right, here's Shima right over here. Shima Moore has more than 30 years of experience as a holistic and metaphysical educator and curator. Her ongoing passion and commitment to positive universal transformation integrates body, mind, and spirit. All right, I'm already an intuitive, you could tell. Utilizing ancient wisdom and celestial insights to shine light upon our day-to-day choices and life purpose, Shima assists and empowers all seeking to explore beyond the veil by tapping into higher dimensions and our core essence. An ordained minister and dedicated community advocate for progressive social change, she was also co-founder of the Rainbow Grocery and a New Age newspaper magazine published monthly that published all the top New Age spiritual figures around the world. So Shima's a cutting edge forefront person. You're not going to meet that many people like her. She's had her hand in curating some of the best teachers on the planet. When I hang out with her, I meet all sorts of spiritual teachers, opportunities to meet the stars. So Shima is an astrologer. She's been practicing this for years. She has her own unique way of doing it. And she calls herself the astrology curator. She is. Look, oh, there it is. In case I didn't get it right. I'm in a funny mood tonight. Okay. She does sacred dance, Stargate activation, moon manifestation magic. And you can visit her 5D star portal experience. And you can visit her here in Desert Heart Springs one day because we're going to do a retreat here together. And so there you have it. All right, Shima.
Yes, dear.
All right. Can you hear me?
Hey, Joan. Can you hear me?
I can. I think I'm a little loud. I didn't quite get all the sound.
You sound great.
Okay.
You sound great.
All right.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Hi, Shima. How are you tonight?
I'm fabulous, Joan. It's great to see you. Wonderful to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, you know, I love having, first of all, I used to study astrology years ago, although I'm going to confess I don't know anything anymore. But I'm fascinated by, I'm a Pisces. I don't know if I need to say much more. I'm a Pisces, so the stars to me are not only very fascinating, but they're intuitive. They're the unconscious ways we act. So I'm just fascinated by it. So how are things going for you up in Mount Shasta?
Things are going fabulous for me here in Mount Shasta. I love it here. And I just love the energy. And I love the energy of this time. And I'm so excited to talk to you and to your listeners tonight because this is a very special time, this time of year. And if you think, I have been doing, I lead a sacred dance out of Bulgaria called Pan-Eurythmy. And I was invited to teach that last year. I didn't even know anything about the spiritual component of it until I started teaching it. And then it was like, oh my God, it was really great. One of the things I love about it is the ascended master who taught it, who brought it in, is into astrology, is into magic, is into all of these things that so many people prior used to think, oh, that's so woo-woo. So I could never really integrate all sides of myself. And now I feel like I'm at a place where I am integrating all of who I am. And that is just really fabulous. So
can I say, I want everyone to know something. Shima, this is truth because I've known Shima since 2005. And she just recently, a few years ago, got the call to move to Mount Shasta. And now everything she has talked about doing, because she followed that vision, is manifesting. And it took courage to move to Mount Shasta. It's a tiny little town, pretty far away. So I just wanted everyone to know that piece about her. Now we are ready.
Well, here's the thing, that's, it's kind of true because when I moved here, I had no idea what was even here. I mean, right. I do the Stargate experience, and the Stargate is housed here. This is kind of like its home base. And so I started coming up here to do Stargate several times a year. And around this time of year, around Easter 2018, I just got it was time to move here. And when I considered not moving here, the mountain would just not let me go. So it was kind of like, okay. And then when I got here, I realized I had no idea of the social situation here. All I had ever done, I was ordained Shima here. That's where Shima comes from. It means love and Hopi. And then I married Moore and I became Shima Moore. More love.
More love.
How could you go wrong, right? I love it. Yes, Prince, I love Shasta too. Come and visit. Anyway,
He was there. He'll sing to you up there. He's an amazing singer. Just so you know.
beautiful, beautiful. So that's, that's how I came here. And it's just been, it's not for everyone. People say to me, oh, but I love Shasta. It's like, well, what do you like? And if you're, into going out all the time, or you love a lot of restaurants, there's not a lot here on some levels, and on other levels, it's perfect. It's perfect for me at this, where I am in my stage of life. I can't say for other people, but other people come and feel the magic that's here, because it really is. So I have been leading pan-eurythmies on Sunday. I started teaching them again on the vernal equinox, which was just 3 Sundays ago. And the sun and the weather cooperated. It was warm enough, because it can be still chilly here. It's not quite warm spring weather yet. Although
that's a form of dance, right? For people who don't know what that is.
Pan-eurythmy is a form of sacred dance out of Bulgaria. And it was created by Master Peter Dunov about 100 years ago. And people all over the world dance it, and actually come to the Bulgarian mountains in August to dance it. Thousands of people. It's just really remarkable. You can look it up online and to find out more about it. It's really connecting with energy. It's just wonderful. Anyway, the vernal equinox is a very important time of the year. It's 0 degrees, 00 minutes. When the sun crosses that point in the sky each year, that is the official beginning of spring. Astronomers and astrologers both agree on that. They don't agree on much, but they do agree on that.
When is that?
That is the point of spring. When the sun crosses 0 degrees, 0 minutes.
Is there a date?
360 degrees. Each sign has 30 degrees, so that's 360 degrees. Okay. So we're going to talk today about, we'll talk, I don't want to get too deep into astrology, just simple things, the sun and the moon, right? We see the sun and the moon every day. And Joan knows a few years ago I had a radio show, and I just it started on the vernal equinox, because I think it's a great time to start things. And the following Monday, Metaphysical Monday, Joan has continued here, which I love, was a new moon. And I've been doing new moon wishes for years, writing down at least 1 up to 10 new moon wishes. Once the moon is actually new. There's an exact moment of the new moon. And the new moon is coming up for us next Sunday here in California, Pacific time. It's 7:30 next Sunday. So make a note of that, because you want to know. From that moment on, you could start making your wishes, your intention, your new moon, your new year resolution. Because guess what? This is, by many cultures around the world, consider this moon, this Aries New Moon that is happening on Sunday, the beginning of the year. So if you've kind of like made all these resolutions and you're already broken them all, not to worry. This is the time starting, and you have a second chance. Yay, right? And
second chance astrology.
What's that?
We get a second chance energetically, is what you're telling us.
Okay, so yes, you get a second chance energetically
to reboot,
to set
and course correct, right? Course correct, kind of see where you
exactly
lost track.
You want. And basically at this point, it's like, like you were saying, you really want to go back over the last 12 months.
Right.
And think about the positive things that surely over the last 12 months, there have been some really wonderful miracles that have happened for you one way or another. And we are starting what is called I believe it's, I can't remember the book, Sephra something. It's a Hebrew book. And it says that this time is the beginning. This is the month of Nisan, And it
Mhm.
is the beginning of, this is, Joan, you're going to love this. This is the month of miracles. This
Is
is
this
the month
every year or just this year?
every year, but this year, we're going to look at the chart and you're going to just see,
This is the month of miracles. Get ready, guys.
right?
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
So, and you're going to see this year. Okay, so the sun goes around 360 days, 65 days, right? But the lineup of all the other planets changes.
Right.
And this year we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planets all in Aries at the time of the new moon at the beginning. So everything. Oh, good for you, Kat! It's your birthday. Good, good, good. Perfect. So it's even more important for you. Okay. So we had a couple of weeks ago. We had the vernal equinox at 00 Aries, the sun.
Okay.
Okay. And that was at 8 degrees Aries, sun, and 8 degrees Libra, moon. Now, Joan, you and I both have Libra moon. My moon is exactly 8 degrees. And my Venus is exactly 8 degrees Aries. So that new moon, that full moon that we had last Sunday on Passover,
Right.
okay, was, for me, I was just kind of like, oh my God, this is really an activation point. Okay. But for
Mhm.
anyone, and this week, I just met some wonderful people this weekend. Everybody had this element of Libra. They were either Libra rising conjunct Neptune, moon conjunct this. One guy had 5 planets in Libra. Two other people had Libra rising. It was ridiculous. So
See,
this
so
was,
no wonder you were so happy.
right? It was just like amazing. It was like really being with kindred spirits. And
Right.
really, do we have time for anything else? I don't think so. Right? You want to be with kindred spirits. You want to be with people that make your heart sing, doing things that make your heart sing. That's why,
Right.
and I was thinking about this today, that's why I love astrology so much, because I can look at my chart and I can look at what's going on now, because you have your chart. You have your chart, and that's your treasure map to you. But every day, every moment, the planets are going around, they're changing, right? It's called transits, and they're moving around your chart. And how they connect and relate to things is quite fascinating to experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, couple of things I want to look at, Joan.
Do you want me to get that? Do you want me
Bring
to
up
bring it
your
up?
chart. Yeah, bring
Okay.
up.
This is personal and privilege, guys, but I trust you to not sell this to anyone.
Well, here's the thing, Joan. All the people who are like, all of the celebrities out there are,
Uh-huh.
now what is this? This is,
Oh, that's not my chart.
okay, but no, keep that up. That's great because people should see this. Can I get a little, any clear? It's fine like
I
that. But
can't see it.
can
Okay.
you see it?
Well, I'm just making my screen bigger.
Well, this is a new thing. And this is something that
I'm so
I'm
proud of
doing.
myself.
This is something that we've never done before. And this is something that I really want to put on my wish list of getting much better at integrating slides into my talk because it's so helpful.
Yeah, but you
So
could give
here
them
we
the
go.
general thing to look at, which would be helpful.
Yes.
So
yes.
no one has to actually see the details. You could tell it's kind of heavier on the right than on the left.
Exactly.
That's
Okay.
and that's what I do. I look, oh yeah, that's like a lot of planets over there. Holy
A lot of
moly.
planets are over there. It's true. I'm just trying to see. Okay, so that is the new moon. So that's not today. Today's chart, interestingly enough,
Do you want me to get the other one?
if it's easy,
Yes.
only if it's easy.
Yes, it's going to be very easy. Everything is easy now.
It's easy, effortless flow. We have
Effortless
effortless
and
flow.
I'm learning my way around. I think this is the one we had up before. Okay, guys, this is really my chart.
Okay, so this is your chart, Joan.
But
okay,
I don't think we could. It's so big that I don't think you could see anything more than the top.
I'm trying to push it up so I can see the bottom, but we can't see the whole chart. That's a bit of a drag.
It's a little weird.
Okay. La, 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 la. All right. We'll see if pull up another one. See if yeah, I've got a few of them.
Well,
there.
I think they're all going to be like that we
Well,
can
the other
see
one
half.
the other one was the right size. I wonder why that was.
Okay. So
The
I
one
don't
you just
know.
did.
I don't. If I knew technology. Okay, so we're going to take this down, and we're going to share. Stop sharing. We're going to share again. Now, I want you to know, guys, if this had happened to me last year, I'd be having a nervous breakdown, but I'm calm, cool, and collected.
You are definitely calm, cool.
And by the way, Fleet was up there a few months ago. Fleet and I were ordained at the same time. And he said that while hiking by the Lumerian Gate, let me see if I could read the rest of it, something appeared and disappeared. Maybe a Lumerian. Okay, I have to see the rest of that in a minute. Okay,
here we
go.
Yeah.
Let's share my, okay, is that better?
There we got.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's the same one we had. That's fine. This is okay. So this is today's chart. This is tonight, 7:15. I think I did it for 7:10 tonight.
Crazy. You did this for tonight's show. This is my astrology, like as it was.
Oh, actually, no, this is for next. This is still for the new moon. This is the new moon one.
Okay, so this is for next week. Okay,
but
good.
Tonight's looks very similar to this. I was very surprised. There's still this whole group of planets, all in Aries. The only thing that's not there today is the moon. Okay, because when the moon comes together with the sun, that's called a new moon. When the sun and the moon are opposite, that's called a full moon. Okay, so there's still a lot of this Aries energy happening now. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm a Libra moon. Joan is a Libra moon. So this energy here is happening for all of us, everybody listening. It's happening for every single one of us, right? But I happen to know that you are a Capricorn rising. So over in the area facing the screen, opposite that gaggle, on sort of like what would be the horizon there, that's like the horizon, right? And if you look down a little bit, it says AS. That's the exact degree of the ascendant at this time. And things change, but this is the placement of the sky at this moment. In Joan's chart, all these planets here are down on the bottom of your chart. Okay, they're either in the 3rd house or the 4th house, depending on which house system you use. There are 31 different ways to look at the chart, different house systems. This is called a whole sign house system. And what that means is the sign on the ascendant, which is Libra, it looks kind of like scales. Okay, you take 0 degrees. Remember we said there are 30 degrees in the sign. You put 0 degrees on the ascendant, and each one of the houses has a full 30 degrees of the next sign going around. Now, if you do this in what's called Placidus, and a lot of people know Placidus house system, and we've done both for you. And in Placidus, it would kind of like move everything a little bit, and you've got intercepted houses. So I don't like to do that. It's too confusing for people. This makes it simpler. So in this way, you would have all these planets in Aries here would be at the bottom of the chart in the area of your home and your foundations. So really shake, rattle, and roll to the core of your foundation here. New beginnings. Very nice. It's Aries in the place of really new beginnings. Okay. And when you know your chart, and you can look at things like this, and you can look at the houses themselves, the areas, each one of these little segments is called a house. And it's an area of life on the planet, our personal lives. And the planets go around the whole thing. And the sun goes around the whole complete rotation once. The moon goes around every month. That's why it's a month or a month. Other planets take longer. Some take 2 years, some take 200 years. Some take 500 years.
So with this Aries new moon coming up,
Yeah.
what can people expect? Like what kinds of energies might be out there for them next week on the new moon? What do they
Well,
need to watch out for?
I don't want them to watch out for anything.
No,
Okay.
you're absolutely right.
I want them to, the reason why I want to even share this with them and with you is because this is a time, it is a time of beginnings. This is a time to plant your seed for the upcoming, not only the upcoming month, which is usually what happens every new moon. You want to plant the seed of intentions for what you want to create for that month or just for your life in general. But this is like a super duper new moon. This is for the year. This is your new year intentions. This is, what do you want to create? Who are you and what do you want to create? Now, Aries is the I am planet, right? Aries is the I am sign. And the vernal equinox, which I said was just a few weeks ago, is the balance between I am and we are. I am Aries. We are Libra. So it's the I and the we. It's the relationship, the balance in relationship. And the vernal equinox is equal day and equal night, equal masculine and feminine. It's that balance. And from here, the sun just gets more and more and more light till we get to the solstice, the summer solstice. So all of these things, all of the seasons that we celebrate, all the Christian seasons, all the Jewish things, they all come from the same place. They all come from observing the sun and the moon, especially the sun and the moon more than anyone, but also the rest of the planets. So we get an opportunity. We can it's all there for us. Now, it's not easy. I mean, I've been studying this all my life, and it's still I'm still excited about it. It still brings me so much joy as I discover new things all the time, or how to put things together in a way for self-discovery, or in a way of discovering someone else and our interaction. Because to me, that's what life is about. Who are we? What are we about? Why are we here? So we have the sun, which goes around a year. We've got the moon that goes around a month, and we've got the earth that goes around in 24 hours. And those are all reflected in the sun, the moon, and the rising sign in your chart. You are in the center of your chart. It's not a big, whatever you want to call it, it's just tuning into the celestial angels, the heavenly inspiration to show. This is a time. The new moon is the time. This particular new moon, especially, is the time to connect with your angels, your guardians. This is it's so perfect that I had to share it with you and your audience, because it's just you. It's right up your alley.
So you've already said several compelling things, like this is the month of miracles. And now, right, guys, I heard that. And then she's saying this is the month to connect with your angels, with your angelic team. So what makes that? Tell us a little more about this.
Okay. Well, okay. So the key phrase for Aries is my need to be independent and develop self-awareness. So what area of your chart in your life is that really important? I have a number of people that I really enjoy. One of them is this book, Moonology. I met her several years ago. She wrote a book on angels and astrology. So got me right there, right? But one of the things that she talks about, that's very simple, it's right here. So for you, Joan, let's say that you're Aries is all in the 4th house, home, family, all the things domestic, where you belong in your past, right?
Okay.
So this new moon is about your home life, your personal life, your domestic life, your past, your family, the people who feel like family, your actual home. All these parts of your life are up for renewal now as this month's new moon focuses its energy onto your 4th house. If you haven't been getting on well at home or with your family, this is the ideal time to sort things out. If you want to move, to sell, or buy, it's all possible. If you want to start something new from the ground, from the foundations, this is the time to do it. So
Which
for
is what I'm
for
doing.
you, that's not for everyone.
Right.
For me, it's in my 11th house. My 11th
Okay.
house is Aries. For me, it's the area of relates to friends, the things that you wish for. Having the new moon here is very auspicious for 2 reasons. Firstly, it means that over the next 4 weeks, you're in a cycle where you can meet new people. I've already started that. It's just been amazing. So be open to having new friends in your life. And also, it's hugely important for manifesting because that area, the 11th house, is known as the house of wishes and dreams. And so each one of these areas has so
Sweet.
many
If
different
it's
levels.
now, I want to look at my house of wishes and dreams.
Well, that's your 11th house. We're not really talking about that right now. I mean, we could, we don't have a lot of time to talk about stuff. But so I wanted to look at also the fact that the moon, about the moon, okay? Because we're talking about a new moon. The moon is so important for manifesting. So if you look at pretty much any calendar, you will see the 4 phases of the moon. And what are the 4 phases? The new moon, the first quarter, the full moon, the third or the final quarter, and then the new moon again. In between, and those 4 phases have exact moments that they happen. So we said that the new moon in Aries is going to be at 7:30 next Sunday, right? So you're going to want to start writing your new moon intentions, your wishes, your dreams, what you want to create for the next 12 months after 7:30 and beyond. You don't want to do it before because that's still old moon energy. Okay, so this is about, yes, new moon intentions, exactly. So this is about really setting those new intentions. But those times in between the new moon and the quarter moon, the full moon, etc., they are all specific times as well. Now, I did send you a list of them. I don't know if you can find that. I'll keep talking as you look for that. But so there are 8 times in total. There's 4 specific times, and then there's a time in between. So we have the moon waxing to full. It's growing. It's a good time you start things on the new moon so that they grow on the full moon. And then after the full moon, they start to wane. So I was born on a waxing moon. I was born on a waxing gibbous moon. It's right before the full moon. It's up to 3 days before the full moon. It's like, I think it's 135 degrees to 180, if you're thinking about it, 365 degrees. So the relationship between the sun and the moon. Joan was born right after the full moon. So there are different, we have different life intentions because of that. They're also kind of called additional, you've got your life purpose, and this is actually, yes, oh, perfect, honey, perfect, beautiful. All right, so the new moon is a time of emergence. It's when something new is born. That's right. That's why we're seeding. We're writing our intentions, and we're acting with spontaneity from a place of instinct. All the information we haven't gotten it yet So we're just going from that instinct, but we're planting the seed. It's like the metaphor of planting a seed in the ground. Okay, you put it in the ground and you intend for it to come up as a tomato or as a radish or as a rose, whatever as you plant it. So it's a good time to do that, a good time to start projects. The initial urge, the instinct, and the projection. So the second phase is called the waxing crescent. All right. Now I put a dot on the ones that were like the 4 that we see everywhere. The ones without the dot are the ones in between. So the waxing crescent, you see the crescents in the sky. There's still that kind of like that plant is trying to break out of the seed so that it can actually germinate, right? So that you see like a sprout when a sprout starts to germinate. It's really about the inertia away from past conditions and dependencies. And it's a time for gathering all the information, making contact, learning more about our plans and our projects. So it's activation, striving, future projection. The fourth quarter is a time of action. All right. So if you're like a fourth quarter, so each one of these, we're born during one of these times. And so this all is relevant for each of us. So for me, waxing gibbous, a time for organizing, integrating, planning, introspection, quest for revelations. It's about perfecting, analyzing, and interpreting. And this is not all of it, but this is just a little bit to give you an idea about the difference between the two. Now here's Joan, the waning, disseminating moon. It's about taking what you've learned and sharing it. You kind of like have to do that. It's like part of who we are. It's a synthesis and sharing information about what you've learned, imparting, conveying awareness. And so after the full moon, it's a bit more, it's not so much that rush to get there. It's more about giving it out. So once you start to really tune into your basic nature, then you can be more in harmony with really who you are and what you came here to be. So yesterday was the last quarter phase of this cycle, which means that we are into a place of reorientation. It's called the crisis of consciousness. It's about completing the old and following new inspiration, but it's a time for readjustment, but this is not the time to start something new, okay? Because we're winding down now. We're getting ready. That's why I wanted to share this with you now, because we're in that stage now where we're winding down to get ready. We're finishing projects, completing things that we started. We're connecting. Sometimes there's disillusionment because it didn't happen, or getting rid of stuff. The next phase starts when the moon moves into, this week it's going to move into Pisces, I think on Wednesday. And that is really, it's the balsamic moon. Think of balsamic, calming. It's the calming time. Every month we have these cycles. So if you're trying to get all these things done during a balsamic moon, you are swimming against the tide. So if you can start to kind of live your life in a way where you're in harmony with all of these cycles, and the time that you're born is going to be, the phase in which you're born is going to be a more sensitive phase for you. You'll be really in touch with that. But each one of these phases is sort of like the conditions that happen around the world. They happen for everyone, but each one of us experience it in a different way. So this is kind of like the help to do that.
I love that.
Those are the 8 cycles of the new moon. And it's very exciting. I mean, I've taught classes, and there's, handouts and all of this stuff to do with it. That's just very exciting. It's to be in that harmony with it.
And so now, are you still offering people those charts that you do, and those readings, or what are you doing?
I would do that for your people. It's not something that I even kind of, I don't advertise. I'm not trying to get clients. It's kind of like I spend my time doing astrology research, meditating, writing, and teaching. That's what I do. And so readings has not been on the top of my list because I like the sort of like broader thing. But I'm happy to let you know if you send me your birth information. I'll do your chart. I'll give you a keyword list of which has like the symbols, what they mean, the signs, what those glyphs look like, because it's kind of like a shorthand. And once you know that, then it's easier to read stuff. Otherwise, it looks like Greek.
Okay, so I'm giving them your website address.
Okay, and
my website.
It's where we're in process here.
Your
But
email? You want to give us
send
your email?
it to me at shimadavina@gmail.com. And be sure and put like Joan's show birth chart or something like that. And
shimadavina@gmail.com. Okay.
yes, and you must include your date, your time of birth, and let me know how you know that. Are you guessing or do you really know it? And and place. Those are the three things. That brings in where the sun is, that brings in where the moon is, and that brings in how the earth is spinning, and your rising sign.
So
you didn't spell it right, honey.
Oh, okay. That's why I put it up there so you can fix it for me. So Margaret said she sent you info, but didn't the last time you were on, I bet. So it could be Margaret, send it to her again, but now I have to get it correct.
Shima Davina, Divina.
Divina.
Yes.
Right. I wasn't sure. Sorry, guys.
That's okay, hon. That's okay.
Shima does everything so out of the ordinary that I thought it was, out of the ordinary. Okay. Shima Divina. Okay, good.
Right.
There you go. Come on.
At gmail.com.
All right. So here it is, guys.
That's it. Shima. Shima. It's not Shama.
Oh my God. Okay. So this is really crazy, guys. So I should never try to type at the same time I'm trying to be brilliant.
No worries.
Shima.
God
Divina.
At gmail.com.
So guys, when I started the show last year, I realized there's no way I could go for perfection anymore because the technology was driving me, into a new level of awareness. And so every time I've come on, I've had to learn just mastery over, so what? It's not working yet. No need to be embarrassed. I'm human. So are you. All right.
Everything is moving so fast. It's,
Well, in technology it is.
And it's not what we were born into, It's kind of, if you go to the younger kids, they're much better these days with all the technology. I know it can be a little overwhelming for sure.
Technology is, it's a key though. When we went inside, when the pandemic happened, I knew that I was going on to Zoom and online platforms, and I was really happy that that I'd had a head start with some of the technology, I guess, because I've been really. Anyway, is there anything else you'd like to share with us before I let you go, hon?
Well, I don't know. There's like whatever you'd like to explore more of. Let's see where we can go here. So let's look at. All right. So we've got the new moon, crescent moon, first quarter. So yes, you want to know what that is. Let me just see here. So the moon. Okay, the moon is your emotions, your feelings, and your daily habits. Now, nope. Shimadivi.
Oh, this is hysterical.
It's like, okay, well, this is good. You'll remember it once you got it. You'll never forget it. How I came across Shima Davina is back in 2012, I was part of a cross-country magic love bus journey. There you go. Yay! Across the United States. It was about healing divisions coast to coast. and it was a triple-decker Peter Max colored school bus that had been reconverted with 2 Volkswagen bodies as the second floor, and the third floor opened up as a stage. And we were at Bhakti Festival out in the desert, and we were the night stage there and traveled across the country. But we all took on new names. And you know, they had to be, yes, Margaret, try again. So they all had to be, you know, whatever. We had the Colonel, Kernel, the Captain. I was Davina Lovelight was my handle on that trip. And so that's where Shima Davina came from. It was just, instead of Davina Lovelight, I just used Shima Davina.
They were like, yeah, that was amazing. It was this bus that would roll into town with music and theater, right, and art.
It was just amazing. And the people came on that bus. Many people, I think their lives were changed because we invited everyone. It was free and open. And we drove down the streets, down the strip of Las Vegas with Elvis impersonators singing out. Actually, Patrick, who was the Colonel, Kernel, he dressed up as Elvis Presley, and we were singing out. We had a group that had gotten married. A woman had a couple that had gotten married, and they had their whole bridal party. Followed us, got on the bus, and rode up and down the strip. Came out the next day to the Boulder Dam to be with us. And they had skydived out of planes. They got married in the sky. They all had, and the whole wedding party skydived. So, you know, we met some very interesting people. That was
your weekend. I love it.
That was a 6-week experience.
Wow, I love that. I love that.
2012.
Anyway, sweetie,
there's so much to explore.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights with everyone, guys. You know how to find her. And she is really an awesome, really, she calls herself an educator. She's been an educator her whole life. She does all of these great panels. She brings other speakers together. So she is definitely worth your time. All right. So reach out to her and say, I'm a friend of Joan's.
There we go.
I'm a friend of Joan Angels. Okay, love. It's so good to see you. Talk very soon. Love, love. All right. Now, was that fun or what? So, you know, I love that she said this is the month of miracles and the month of being able to communicate more with your guides, with your angels, with source, with departed loved ones, with your higher intuitive self. Now, I'm not sure of that connection here in the month of Aries, why it is that month of connecting to your angels and guides so much, but I do believe I'm feeling it inside as a calling also to share with each and every one of you. This is a month of miracles. There's been the rebirth, this resurrection. As Shima says, there's an ability to take all those dreams and visions from the past few months, you know, the ones that on January 1st, we woke up and said, oh my God, I'm going to have to lose 20 pounds. I have to fix my heart. I have to do this. All those I have to's, right? Which is, of course, you know, that not the best way to start off our to-do list, but, you know, we get a chance now. And I find that so fascinating that spirit always gives us a chance. There's always a new day, always a new dawn, always a new opportunity to begin again. And this month in April with this new moon, and it's not just the new moon, guys, the new moon, the energy of the stars adds to all of the celestial bodies, all of the abilities and energies that are here and give us that tendency, that which we can put into motion. And I may have mentioned it last week. I had a reading with this medium, and she talked to me about the full moon and the new moon also. She said, well, on the full moon, you're just to think of all your wishes. But on the new, she said to send it to my Aunt Pearl, who died at 98. And she said, Aunt Pearl is waiting to give it to you. Well, not only Aunt Pearl, but the ascended masters, our guides, our angels, they all say that if you claim who you are, It's all ours. So Ann Pearl said through the medium that I needed to just send her a letter with all that, all, it's not the wishes, everything that is necessary now for this phase of my life. So I want to share that with you. Everything that's important to you, everything that's necessary, everything that will help you recreate and create that where you want to go. And where do we want to go? Dr. Sharon Interface says higher yet, higher yet. Yes. Why would you want to go lower? Well, you want to go higher. That's why I started off tonight and said, you cannot get to the heavenly realms with your baggage. It's just physically impossible to ascend and lift if you're carrying every fear, every jealousy, every hate, every, anything that is less than that high vibrational frequency. And what I understand of the stars is that this energy of the stars gives us that boost, that energy, that activation to be able to make that happen. Kind of like we talk on here about gratitude. Gratitude fuels miracles. The energy of the planet in relationship to the stars, the energy of the earth also fuels our passions and our miracles. Being in harmony with the cycles of the moon, the cycles of the planet. This is about being in harmony. So why? So that we can step into our destiny, call forth that which we came here to do, and get on with it. Manifest those dreams, manifest those visions, prosperity, health, wealth, and happiness. If you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? It is 2021. It's also the year of freedom, personal and planetary freedom. And so there's a pushback with resistance. And if we know that, we can say, oh yeah, all right, I'm higher than that. I see more clearly. I know where I'm going. And I have the power of my angels. I have the power of source. I have the power of the universe aligned in my favor, aligned in your favor. So you can actually achieve that which you set out to do. So guys, a little update. You can book a reading with me. I do my soul awakening sessions that some people think are amazing. I think they're amazing. Every time I do a soul awakening session, guys, I'm actually blown away. First of all, I'm blown away that the material, the information comes to me and comes through. I find that that's just a miracle that those gifts come through. And I love sharing this with you. I love helping you understand why you're here, your purpose, your mission, the big picture, and where you're going. And it's insights to what your toolkit is to do that which you came here to do. So that's my favorite thing to do. That's why it is posted over there. I've always called them soul awakening sessions because that's how I feel that they are. All right. So guys, this has been a fun night. Having Shima on is a highlight. I told you she's one of my dear friends. We've been friends for a long time. Look, even Martina, she sees the light. She sees the truth. So I'm so honored that you're here with me every week. Some of you and all you new people, thank you for being here. Please share me out with your friends, your loved ones, so that they too can walk on the miracle path and have that outrageous mastery, because that is what it's all about. So I'm on every week live, 7 p.m. Some of you are on YouTube as well, or on Facebook, Joan of Angels. Like the page, subscribe to my channels. Most of all, expect miracles. So I love you all. You've been live here tonight with Joan of Angels here in the Desert Heart Sanctuary and with my guest and dear friend Shima Moore. This is the Miracle Makers Club. Go forth, expect miracles, become a miracle magnet, and we will see you next week, my friends.